Well, it's going to be quite a busy year for Filipino boxers in the ring. You've got the Filipino Flash Nonito Donaire eyeing a rematch after capturing the WBC Bantamweight belt. There's also boxing Senator Manny Pacquiao making his return after nearly 2 years. And in less than 2 months, our national athletes will slug it out in the Tokyo Olympics. Joining us now to analyze the situation in the boxing ring is Ryan Songalia, contributing writer for Ring Magazine. He joins us from New York. Ryan, great to have you with us. First of all, after his big victory over the weekend, Nonito now wants a rematch with unified world champion Naoya Inoue. Can he beat the Japanese boxer who defeated him the first time they met?
Absolutely, I think he can. In fact, he came pretty close in the first fight. He landed a really serious left hook that had broken Inoue's orbital bone, and it really showed that the undefeated Japanese star is vulnerable. He is human, and I think that it really underscored how dangerous a fighter Nonito Donaire is at 118 pounds, and especially after this victory this past weekend. And people know, hey, you know, he's 38 years old, but those dogs can still hunt.
I know, those dogs can still hunt. Look at Manny Pacquiao. He's over 40, and he has a major fight coming up very soon. But, you know, Ryan, there's this huge age gap as well. Donaire is the oldest bantamweight champion at 38, while Inoue is 28, 10 years younger. Could age play a factor in this fight? Or, you know, Donaire still has that that fighting chance to win a match, which, well, was evenly matched 2 years ago?
Well, I think that once a fighter gets hit by a left hook from Nonito Donaire, they all of a sudden forget his age, and then all they can think of is, ow, I'm really hurting. That was painful. So Nonito Donaire is, I think, maybe the hardest punching 118-pounder of all time. I mean, when we're talking about like the great punchers at 118, we're talking about like Zamora, Carlos Zarate, you know, a lot of even Inoue. But I think Donaire just stands above them all in terms of one punch. This is a guy, he's got lava in his hands. You know, like that game when you're a little kid and you walk on the ground, it's lava. That's his gloves. You can't touch you can't let him touch you at all, because every punch could be the last punch.
How soon do you think will this Donaire Inoue bantamweight title fight materialize? Could it happen this year, 2021?
I would like to see it. I think that there are a lot of people who want to fight Naoya Inoue. He is the money fight in the division. Inoue has a mandatory challenge against another Filipino, Michael Dasmariñas, later this month that he has to get out of the way. There's another caller by the name of John Real Casimero who actually was scheduled to fight Naoya Inoue right before the pandemic started, and that fight got canceled as a result. I know that he would like to get a shot at him. So Donaire has to get in line, but I think that there's a mutual respect. There's enough of a storyline to push there, and you know, people know Nonito Donaire.
But of course, the money fight will be a Donaire Inoue fight, not really a Donaire Casemiro fight.
Yeah, no, it's hard to sell to Filipinos because there isn't a big market the way they're like for two Mexican fighters, for instance. That's a huge fight. You know, even in the UK, two fighters from the UK fighting each other. It's not the same way in the Philippines, but hey, that's one way to clarify who's going to get that shot, right? Have them both fight each other. And we've had a lot of Filipino versus Filipino title fights recently.
So it could be an elimination fight to get into the ring with Inoue. Manny Pacquiao, let's talk about him. Ryan, versus the undefeated champion Errol Spence, who's now at the peak of his career. He's undefeated. What are the chances of Pacquiao beating a younger fighter?
You know, when that fight was announced, everyone was surprised because all the insiders had them fighting other people. And then when Pacquiao announced, yeah, I'm going to fight Errol Spence, we're like, why? You know, he doesn't have anything to prove. So we were talking about this earlier about like his reasons, and he has there are no reasons in terms of his career and in terms of his legacy. There are millions of reasons in terms of money. That's the biggest fight. I believe that this is the last fight that he owes to Premier Boxing Champions, which represents both Pacquiao and Spence. So I guess they're figuring, hey, why not go out with the biggest challenge there is? And if Manny's able to beat Errol Spence, an undefeated former Olympian, unified champion, 147 pounds, at the peak of his skills, that would be a major statement to the boxing world and to the boxing historians who will look back on that fight in decades to come.
So what do you think, Ryan, is a chink or the Achilles heel of Errol Spence that Pacquiao could use to his advantage to beat him in this fight?
I think that Spence is a guy who likes to come forward. I think if Manny is able to attack at angles, keep him off balance so that he can't just push back with that really strong southpaw jab, I think that he will have some advantages. I think he's faster. I think that Pacquiao, there's no way that you can prepare or adequately replicate Pacquiao style in sparring. He is unorthodox. He is all over the place. He's herky-jerky. And until you get in the ring with Pacquiao, you've never experienced anything like that. So I think Manny has to get out front, let Errol Spence know, hey, I'm not Danny Garcia. I'm not Sean Porter. I'm Manny Pacquiao. And if he can do that, then we'll see what happens. But Errol Spence is a betting favorite right now for a reason.
This will definitely be a big money fight for Pacquiao with guaranteed money and, of course, pay-per-view. It could go upwards to 20 to 30 million US dollars for Pacquiao, which could basically fund his presidential ambitions in 2022.
I mean, he could run for every seat of government, if he wins this fight at the same time.
and of course, we have several boxers that have qualified for the Olympics in 2 months' time. Who do you think, Ryan, has the best chance of winning, finally, an Olympic gold for us?
I mean, that's the golden question, right? We're always wondering who's going to be the person. Right now, everyone knows about Yumir Marshall. He is sort of the golden boy right now of Philippine amateur boxing. I think he got a bronze medal in the Asian Championships recently. That's not encouraging if you're looking for someone who's going to get a gold medal, but because basically the Asian Championships at certain weights are the Olympics. That's where all the guys are going to be. The Kazakhs, the Uzbeks. If you're going to talk about winning gold medals, you have to beat those guys. So at least he's seen those fighters again, and he has a little bit more experience. Hopefully, he can take that and adapt. Irish Magno is someone I'm really interested in seeing how she performs. She's a really talented fighter. She's really matured and come into her own. She's been around all these top female fighters. Nesty Petesio, who was the amateur world champion, she's another person to look out for. But don't count out Carlo Paalam. That young man is really coming into his own right now. I think that he has as good a chance as anyone to surprise a lot of people.
Ryan Songalia from Ring Magazine joining us from New York. Thank you so much for your boxing analysis.